All right, let's get started with this off-season moves for the Dallas Cowboys. I got a chance to take a look at some of free agency and some of the upcoming moves. I'm looking towards defense. I'm looking to see if I can revamp this defense to the best of its ability leading into the draft. I feel that if you take care of what you need to in free agency, draft is going to be a cakewalk. We got 2 first-round draft picks. We got to make those count. I'm going to start off with the first free agent. It's technically not a free agent, but it's a trade.
Oh, okay.
I
You
can
throwing
see
a wrench
Dallas
into it.
going
Okay.
and trading for Minka Fitzpatrick. I know they were trying to make a move for him during the trade deadline this past season, but it fell short of the deadline. Where I do know for a fact when they try to go for a player in the trade deadline and don't get them in the offseason, they get them. So I'm looking for them to do an upgrade in their safety department. It's due. It's long overdue. I'm ready to let Donovan Wilson walk as well as Malik Hooker walk. Upgrade your secondary. You got to build it. You got to revamp it. You got to build it. So Minka Fitzpatrick, he's going to be the first one on my list to come in as a trade, as well as just kind of helping the secondary with mentorship. He's played the position for a little bit. He's only 29 years old, going on 30. His base salary is going to be around 15.6 mil. So it just depends on what Dallas decides to do with it and kind of play it off. If anything, they can sign him to a 2-year deal. That'd be good. You'll have somebody on the back end being an upgrade. My next free agent, I'm also looking in the safety department for a free safety or maybe even a strong safety. I'm looking at Jabril Peppers.
Okay.
He recently played at Pittsburgh, where he's around age 30. He's making a little under 1.5 mil. I think you can get him on a cheaper deal where you bring him in for a year or two and have him pair with Minka Fitzpatrick. That would be 2 upgrades for you in the safety department, as well as just seeing if they would go into the draft and draft a safety. Hinting at Caleb Downs if he falls. The next free agent that I have, I'm looking at an RB1 duo. And I actually have 3 different running backs up here. The first one, Rico Dowdle. Bring him back home. He's going to cost you about maybe 3.5 mil, age 27. He was durable this year with the Carolina Panthers, had a really good season. He ran all over us. He's told us to buckle up. We didn't buckle up. Rico, he'd go pair him with Javonte Williams if they re-sign Javonte. I do know that Javonte Williams is looking for a contract. He's pretty much played in his best season so far in his career. So if you decide to bring Javonte back, pair him with Rico, and then you have your RB1 duo.
Hmm.
The next player on my free agent list I have is a linebacker. I'm looking at Devin Bush. He's age 27. He's making around 3.2 mil. You can sign him to a deal. You need to upgrade your linebacker. I think from just having Jack Sanborn there, as well as just not seeing what you have in Kenneth Murray. There's a lot of backlash dealing with just the linebackers as a whole. They were talking about that in the noise for so much, but failed to realize that the secondary was the problem and applying pressure on the front four. But I like Devin Bush. He's one guy. He's like a journeyman. He's been bouncing from team to team. I think adding him there, he still has some versatility there, as well as just being able to have that veteran presence. I think that'll help out the linebacker room. I do know Demo is coming off injury. He's got to see how he plays. Maris, he's going into year 3. Got to see how he steps up. And that just adds to the linebacker room. I think that's really needed because that's that you can be the quarterback of the defense and the linebacker position. And you also have Shamar James coming into his second year. So Devin Bush will be that guy that can mentor while still being able to play. The next free agent I have is one of the 3 running backs I have. I have Breece Hall. He's 24. He's making around 10, maybe 12 million
Love
right
that.
now. And
Mm.
basically one guy that I can see that if you want to change the pace back, Brees Hall is that guy. I believe he played at North Carolina as well, same as Javonte Williams. So they'll have that familiarity of just playing together. And lightning and thunder. I do know Jadon Blue, they're going to be looking to push him and just try to make this narrative that, yeah, he's the home run hitter. Yeah, he is. But if is he able to do pass block? Is he able to do more of the little things to execute the big thing? But right now, that's remained to be seen. So if you bring Brees Hall in, he can be that guy that can pretty much do what Jadon Blue can do, but maybe have better pass blocking as well as doing the little things.
So
Brees,
hang on. Yeah, sorry. Finish and then I have my question.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Brees Hall, do you honestly don't think the Jets are going to try to give him back, or I know that he requested a trade, but they could franchise tag him. Do you not see that happening?
They could franchise tag him, but at the same time, they have Braylon Allen coming off injury, and he was kind of that big promising back that showed like high promise before he got hurt. So it just depends. I think Brees Hall needs a change of scenery, and I think if you compare him in Dallas with another running back that won't feel like he has that main running back role, I think that will be somebody that's key. The only thing is the money. Now, I don't know how cheap they would go in free agency, and 10 to 12 million. That's kind of more of a higher input for how the Joneses like to move their money. Right now, I think they're around maybe third or fourth with the highest cap space that they could make a move like this. And it all depends if they sign Pickens and how much money he would get, and then also the money that will go into Javonte Williams. So out of the three backs, he's two for me that if we can't get Rico, Brees Hall will be that next guy. He's also younger. He's 24, and I feel like he has a lot more left in the tank that I feel like the Jets was unable to use with him.
Yeah, I guess my only concern is ever since Ezekiel Elliott, I don't think you guys have splurged big on running backs. And that's
the situation with Ezekiel Elliott when they decided to do more of a pass game.
Yeah.
That kind of took away what Zeke could do.
Yeah.
Because he still was durable. He still achieved 1,000 yards even though they didn't utilize him correctly. So it would just be a split role where it's not like a main full-time role. I don't think God is looking towards doing that.
Yeah, like I said, I just don't know if they would be willing to pay that much for a guy. I don't know. We'll see. Continue on your list, though.
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
Next guy, let's see here. Here we go. Upgrading the secondary. I have Greg Newsome.
He's on my list, too.
Sorry, buddy. Greg Newsome, he's basically 25. He's averaging around 13.3 mil, where my secondary this past season, it was atrocious. Like, you didn't trust Diggs with the training because you failed him in the training. And then Deron Bland couldn't stay healthy. Now he's on surgery. So now we're dealing with these names again. Trequoisi Bridges. What? And then Reddy Stewart. Insane. And just Kalen Carson, who nicknamed the seatbelt, it's pretty much baby car seat right now. He hasn't shown promise in what he could do in the cornerback room. So, yeah, it's just a complete overhaul. Greg Newsome, I think he'll be a nice addition to the secondary where you see that new revamp of the secondary. So, from what I've done so far, I've accumulated Greg Newsome in the cornerback spot. Then I have Jabril Peppers as well as Minka Fitzpatrick on the back end. All right, we're going to shift to the third running back on the list, Tyler Algier from Atlanta. He split time with Bijan Robinson, and I do know he definitely wants a change of scenery where he can get more time to play. I like the tandem with him or Javonte. I'm kind of basing this off of, like, I do know they want to retain Javonte, but we need somebody to pair with him because I do not want to run Javonte into the ground where pretty much this past season, they ran him into the ground because they didn't trust any other running back. So Algier will be that guy. He's 25. He'll be making around $4 million. That's pretty cheap. You sign him to a little mini deal, same when you do with Javonte. Then you can create your RB1 duo while having Jadon Blue and Phil Maffa learning from there.
I do want to say Algiers more of a power back.
Yeah.
Right.
That's your thunder and lightning that you're trying to look for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And Javonte, he has that little lightning to him, but it's more of a thunder approach. But if you can have someone that can do the thunder ability more, it takes an ease off the guy who has thunder with a little bit of light.
Yeah.
The next 3 out of the 4 will be secondary base. First one, Tariq Woolen. He's playing right now in Seattle, and it looks like they may or may not sign him to a contract where this guy is still young. He's around 26. He makes around $4 million. I think having a nice tandem with him and Greg Newsome in the secondary, I think that's nice. You got range, you have speed, and you can line up, play man to man. Depending on who the defensive coordinator will be, I'll get that to a later time. But basically what I've seen from Tyreek, he's basically was benched and then he had to earn his way back on the field with Seattle because Seattle was so heavy with the depth in the secondary position. And I think for him coming in, he's doing a good job just filling in and just taking his reps seriously. So I'm going to see more of him in the championship game when they go up against the Rams. So if that's a guy that I can see that could play, represent the star, he's one of those guys. The next guy I have, I'm going to the linebacker position. I'm looking at Quay Walker. I know that he may have a year left on his deal. He might be a free agent. I think he's a free agent.
He's on my list. He's linebacker, right?
Yes, sir.
He's on my list too.
Sorry.
See, stealing my thunder here, man.
Nah, I'm doing the research. Honestly.
No, you're good. You're good. Great minds think alike.
Yeah. Hey, you brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Quay Walker, linebacker. I really like him coming out of college, and I think he has the potential to play the middle very well. You can move him around. I just need to see what my linebacker room truly can be. And if you can get guys in here that can do that, that would be amazing. Because Shamar James, he's learning, going in his second year. Maris, I don't know why they didn't trust Maris because he was pretty much a green dot guy in his first year when Overshown went down. So hopefully I can see an improvement in my linebacker room, and adding Quay Walker to that, I think that would really tip the scale on what this linebacker room truly can be, because I feel like my linebackers can run, and I think they need to do that by running sideline to sideline, but also being able to hit the A and B gaps when needed to. So Quay Walker, he's a guy from there. I think it'll, like I said, it'll be like a $9.3 million cap hit, depending if you re-sign him to a deal or not, but it'd be a nice addition. And I'm also on this free agent list. I'm looking for guys who can be dogs. I'm not looking at these guys that can just put on the uniform and go out there and be like, go out there, have fun. I want guys that have that mean mentality that can go out there and let them know that you're here. Create a presence. I'm just looking for dogs, and this team needs dogs. The next 2 are corners. I'm going to do them together. I have Jeff Okudah and Eric Stokes. Both of them in total average around $7 million in total. They're both 26 years old. I think Okudah's about to be 27. Rangy guys. Play man-to-man. Some of them can play zone, but I think their bread and butter is just playing man-to-man. And I think if you really want to revamp this secondary, you can do that. Then you also have Shavon Ravel coming off injury as well. You don't have to force him out there as well. We let Revel and Bland heal up and found out that the Packers released Trayvon Diggs. And I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe you could do a reunion, Dallas, where you can rewrite the wrong that you initiated. So that's nor here nor there. But Okudah and Stokes, those will finish out my free agent board where I think if they really go off of this list and get the key guys there, especially to help the defense, I think that's going to be really key because you don't have to go into the draft pressing for a corner. You'll have corners there, guys with the experience. And then if you wanted to plug one in later, you could definitely do that as well. Because day 2 and 3, Dallas won't have any picks. So they're banking on their first round draft, both their first round
wait
draft
a second, you don't have any day 2 picks?
Now we traded it to get Quinnen.
Oh, so you don't have a
and then
second
we traded
or
a third for Pickens.
Oh, yeah, no, okay, got you.
Yeah, so the next time we pick is in round 4. So I
Mm.
really want Dallas to focus on these 2 first-round picks, make them count as if it's a first and a second and a third. But I want them to get 2 guys in the top 20 instead of guys that's in the top 100. So they have an opportunity to do that, and just shoring up free agency will make things so much easier for them going forward into the draft. What do y'all think?
I don't think it's a bad list. You know, like I said, we have some
Not at all.
some common names there. I will say I do not see a reunion with Diggs on the horizon with the current coaching staff. That's probably not good. Probably not good. I mean, look, he's on my long list of free agents. He did not make the top 10, but he's on my long list. So I get it. I
do find it interesting that they
needs a good offseason just to kind of get his legs back. I think them forcing him out there too many times really just interfere with his healing process. I just think if he has a good offseason, I think he'll be fine. But I can see him doing a reunion with Chicago with Al Harris. So
not impossible.
I do find it interesting that you went younger with your free agency.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah,
it's also crazy because, like, I think, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Maurice. I think to go off of your point with the younger, I've always, at least for the past few seasons, Jerry has not been a big spender in free agency. So I'm interested to see what will actually happen during this free agency period for you guys.
I can foresee him making a big trade.
Yeah, I'm not that nice with Jerry right now, but in order to make things right, you owe me a pass rusher. You owe me a revamp in the secondary. You owe me the right defensive coordinator because Shotty's trying to bring a positive vision to this. You're not respecting it. And then when you decide to bring in Jonathan Gannon
for a second interview,
a Eberflus disciple.
Yeah.
It's like you're a disciple.
Yeah.
You're interjecting with what Shotty's trying to do. And you know, the crazy thing is, it's a low-key civil war going on with Shotty against the Joneses. I've seen it before because it happened during the draft. Because they were trying to get Matthew Golden, but Shotty was pushing for Booker.
That's surprising because usually it's the other way around. Usually the Jones won it all.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. The more and more that I'm looking at it, I'm leaning towards Shotty with Booker because he's trying to create a physical presence, which Dallas was lacking.
Yeah.
And the thing is, here with this free agency, I'm listening to my coach and what the fans should be listening to. Because if you look at the turnover ratio, Dallas was at a -9 on the turnover ratio department, that the lack of turnovers. So I'm looking at guys who can get the ball. And that's what kind of lean towards my free agency, where these guys can go get the ball.